What's up, everybody? It's the Sports Chasers Podcast. Coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren, along with his fellow co-hosts, Dorian the D.A. Albreton, James the Angry One Warren, Mike Mills, Daryl D-Dub Warren, and Dan K, the Hockey Dude. This is a real sports podcast for real fans. This is a sports podcast with no hot takes, no narratives, just real, unadulterated sports talk. Please be advised that there may be some colorful and explicit language. The Sports Chasers are the defenders of the fans. Now, here's your host and moderator, Kevin L. Warren!
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's another Thursday night for the Sports Chasers podcast. Hope everybody's doing well. Is having a fantastic weekend, ready for Memorial Day weekend, man. Hey, lots going on with the world of sports. We're going to talk NHL hockey. Hey, the Florida Panthers, they swept. Dan got his Florida Panthers. He said he's had it since '96. Somebody bought it from him, but the Panthers advanced to the Stanley Cup final. They're awaiting the winner of the Vegas Knights and the Dallas Stars series. We're going to talk about that. Tuesday night. Was it Tuesday night or Monday night? The Denver Nuggets won. Monday night, yes. They beat the LA Lakers, and they advanced for the first time, the very first time in franchise history, to the NBA Finals. They are awaiting the winner of the Miami Heat and Boston Celtics series, which is going on tonight. Game 5 up in Boston, approximately around in another 30 minutes. But with that said, hey, like I said, we'll talk a little MLB baseball. We got a super fan coming back. My man, Coach Wells, he's coming back as a super fan to talk a little basketball with us. But with that said, let's meet the crew going from left to right of my screen. We got my main man, the hockey dude. He's got his Panther shirts on. He's toxic tonight. Toxic Dan. Dan, what's up, my brother? What's going on?
Man, I'm doing good. Went out and touched some grass for the first time in a few days.
Okay.
Did some yard work and some power washing. I'm sore as hell, but happy to be here.
That's what's up. That's what it do, man. That's what it do. The DA, what's up, my brother? DA is ready. Ready. He's got his facts. He's the district attorney for real tonight. And he's sending emails and he's got evidence.
I'm not freaking playing. I'm in a very salty mood for a man that has high blood pressure and also. I am in a salty mood, and so we'll talk about it.
Get ready.
I'll talk about it because I'm just not sure what I'm doing anymore. I'm really confused. So.
Yeah, get ready. Get ready. D-Dub got this look going on today. D-Dub, what's brother? What this camouflage, this Rambo look?
Yeah,
Rambo out there.
A little bit of something, you know.
First blood.
You draw first blood. I didn't do it.
Yo,
I was just driving.
Yo, man, what's good, guys? Sports Chasers Podcast. We on it tonight. Yeah, man. NBA. Got a lot to talk about. Hockey. A lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Hey, baseball. Big announcement. July 29th. Tell you about it later.
Okay, D-Dub with a cliffhanger up there. I don't even know what it is, Bob. So that's what's up, man. Like DA said, we're talking a little MLB baseball. We'll get to it. Football, the NFL, they really care about their fans and their players. They're going to flex Thursday night games. Yep. That's pretty awesome.
About time.
Yeah, boy.
They have 28 days to flex the game. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But I said that with tongue in cheek because I'm like, man, they really don't care. They really care about their fans, man. So you don't major
They
plans
don't
for
care
Thursday
about their
game.
players, though. They don't care if these dudes die on the Thursday night. They could care less.
Nah.
They damn near had one die last year, and this year, we gonna do it. We gonna run that bitch back. So
let me
there we go.
let me move to hockey. Let me before Dan starts. We're in a hockey segment, but let me play something right before. Oh my God!
Don't play Brendan Moore. Do not do it.
No, I'm not playing Brendan Moore. I'm playing this.
I can't hear anything.
We playing silence in memoriam for someone?
Yeah. For Carolina.
Yeah. There we go.
No,
Sorry.
do I need to
I
stand
don't know
up
if
for this?
I heard that.
Can't hear anything.
No, we didn't hear nothing, son.
Oh, y'all didn't hear anything. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do I need to stand up for this? For the
No. Actually, I was playing. Hold on. Let me
take my hat off or something.
I was trying to play the
Amazing
Carolina.
Grace.
The Carolina thing there. Let me just see if I can play it again. Let's go.
I'm playing taps.
What in the hell?
Kevin, man, you're not playing, bro. I just bought these goddamn headphones.
Oh, okay. Did anybody hear that? I'm sorry. Well,
No,
anyway.
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Well, technical difficulty. I tried to set up for Dan. Actually, for those out there in podcast land, if you did hear it, that was Kenny Albert on the call, calling the final, the goal that Matt Kachuk scored right about 4 seconds left in regulation, where that beat the Carolina the Carolina Panthers, the Florida Panthers advanced to the Stanley Cup Finals against the Carolina Hurricanes, man. So, hockey segment, I'm going to give it to the hockey dude. Dan, take it away, sir.
Goddamn Kachucks.
Hey, what can you say, bro? Here's the funny part about this whole thing. If my Penguins didn't suck ass and lose against the Blackhawks, I think Columbus and whoever else at the end of the season,
week, yeah,
Florida doesn't get in. None of this shit happens. So where would Toronto be? Where would Boston be? Where would Carolina be? I mean, we're talking about a completely different landscape. But to their credit, they got in, and they are doing some major fucking damage. They beat the 1, the 2, the 3, and to be honest, it doesn't really matter who comes out of the West, because, wow, they might not have a shot either. But that being said, I know we were, ribbing around, before this segment started or before we got on, about Brendan Moore and him saying, oh, we didn't get swept. Yes, you fucking did. But it's like, here's the bad part about it is in 10 years from now, say they go on, a drought and they don't make it back for 10 years and they get to the conference finals again. They're going to be like, well, the last time they were here, they got swept 4-0 by the Florida Panthers. In this series was, I don't know,
1 goal,
3 bounces,
couple of posts hit,
whatever,
real.
From being the complete opposite of how it turned out. And, if you haven't been watching any of these games, shame on you, because it's been competitive as hell. Every game so far, at least in the Carolina series, was, nail biter. And we talked about this, I think, Kevin and D-Dub via text in game 1. That game is the longer it went, the team that lost was going to have an uphill battle.
Yeah.
Because the team that wins has the euphoria of, hey, we won, blah, blah, blah. Next game, they come out, it's nowhere,
momentum.
It's nowhere as draining as losing and getting a few hours of sleep and having to come back and play fucking again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that was 4 overtimes. And, I have my few little pet peeves of players that get under my skin with just the way they play. Marchand's one out there licking people and shit, but the dude can play. Chuck's the same way. He's going to stir shit up
Oh
every
yeah, Maddie
time.
wants to fight.
And we talked about this too, like especially in the Toronto series. Towards the end of the games that Florida was losing, they just didn't, try to get off the ice as soon as possible. Not start any shit. They were in people's faces setting up for the next game. Starting shit, getting gloves in faces, face washes. And I don't know. If you never played hockey before, I know it's a little bit different now because these guys go through like 3 sets of gloves a game because their hands get, sweaty and their gloves get wet. But back in the day, they'd wear the same gloves all year.
Mm.
After 82 games and like,
Those
I don't
gloves
know,
stink.
a couple, yeah, those things stink.
Stink ass gloves.
And they're stiff. They're stiff from the sweat drying up. It's like
Stinky
getting your
finger.
face. It's like someone taking sandpaper on their hand, just going, "Hey, fuck you," and just rubbing you in the face. It's not a nice feeling, and it stinks like hell.
Yeah.
But that compete level has been there with Florida the entire playoffs. Even when they lose, they still step up. They still get in the mix. They still think, "Hey, we're going to make you think about the next game."
Yeah.
And that's kind of old school.
That was smart. That
Yeah.
was real smart.
Yeah,
to me. So
if you're going to lose a game, set the tone for the next game. But like,
I just thought, Dan,
Okay.
this was like really evenly matched every game.
Mhm.
Yes.
and
Just depended on different shifts. You could see where there were some definite, advantages on both sides, depending on who was on the ice. But like you said, as the games grew longer, it had to do with the first game momentum, went into the second game, went into the third game, went into the last game.
I mean,
Carolina played hard. They went hard. They just had a problem scoring goals, and everybody knew it going in. That they really weren't offensively eek. They could go through like barren lands of desert and shit. So
I mean, their problem, they lost Pacioretty, they lost Svechnikov, guys that they were counting on to score goals.
right.
If they were in, would the series turned out different? Maybe not. But it would have gave them 2 more, premier forwards that could score.
Right.
And some of the guys that were playing, McEachran and Drury, maybe they don't see the ice. 'Cause,
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's hockey. There's injuries. Next man steps up. You got to do what you got to do. But, game 1, 4 overtimes, Florida wins. Game 2, 2-1, Florida wins in overtime. Both those games, Tkachuk scores the game winner. Game 3, they win 1-0 on a power play goal. I think it was in the first period. And after that, no more goals. Who assisted on that? Tkachuk. Game 4,
All over the place.
Panthers got up. Carolina kept battling back. It was 3-3. I think it was 4.3 seconds left. Guess who? Tkachuk.
Yes.
Scored again. So
Cha-ching.
I could say this as a hockey fan, and this isn't my team. And like I said, I think someone bought this for me in 1996 after they beat us in the conference final to go to the Cup. But the leading candidates for the Conn Smythe Trophy are going to be Bobrovsky, the goalie,
Yep.
and Tkachuk.
Man.
Because, Alex Lyon, like we talked about last week, we're talking 7 days passed since we've last talked. And they already ousted Carolina. Like it wasn't even a full, week. And they're
Going
gone.
fishing. They're going.
But, you got to tip your hat to Florida. They play hard.
Definitely.
And I don't know if anybody saw it, but like Bennett has been Sam Bennett's been one of those guys for Florida that he's almost like a Marchand. He's been getting under people's skin, and he absolutely fucking blew up Slavin behind the net. I mean, his bell was rung. He tried to get up and stand and go get his stick.
Yeah, he was
As
concussed.
soon as he leaned to get his stick, he face planted.
Yeah, he's concussed.
But that's what it takes to win the Cup. You got to have people that are willing to do the dirty work, the body check, the forecheck, the back check. It's a 200-foot game. And, like we talked about last week before the series started, what we say? This is going to be a really close series. Was it a sweep? Yes. Does that sound like it was close? No. But every game was one fucking goal game.
What did you think about the the goalie for Florida?
Oh, dude, Alex Lyons, stepped up and played, the beginning of the playoffs against Boston, a little bit against Toronto, and he hadn't played, I don't think, a whole lot all year. So it takes a toll, and then they decided to bring in Bobrovsky, and they haven't looked back since. Like
he had 30. Well, he had 36 saves last night.
Yeah, he is so good, and it's one of those things where he played in Columbus for the longest, and
Right.
no offense to Columbus fans, but they haven't really put it together in Columbus. They had Tortorella there for a while, and they had
They
some.
tried.
They made the playoffs, blah blah blah, but they just haven't been able to get over the hump. And for a newer franchise, that's going to happen.
Oh no, not for the Vegas Golden Knights.
We've
I don't know if they got.
We've already talked about why that is.
Yeah, I'm messing with you, Dan. Go ahead.
I know, but he was good there. He just didn't have a lot of help.
Yeah.
And like you look at it, he gets on a team that they got some defensemen, good defensemen.
Right.
They got a good top forward lines. So now, he's locked in. And that's, like last year we were talking about Shesterkin. He kind of got on that roll against the Penguins in the first series and kind of carried that through the next series. And anytime you get a hot goalie, man, they're hard to beat.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. Florida's moving on. I think it's the first time since '96 that they're making the finals.
27 years. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And now they're going to be waiting on the winner of the Stars in Vegas that are playing here tonight on ESPN, unless there's a baseball game on that they got to fucking push it to some other channel.
Hey, Dan. Everybody was talking about this Connor McDavid and how good this guy is. This Chuck, is he in the conversation as bona fide superstar?
He's superstar.
Or not yet?
Let's put it this way. So, McDavid and Draisaitl, all world, probably the two best players in the NHL right now. That being said, the talent level that those two have, nobody else is close to them. But take a guy like Tkachuk. He's got skill. He's good. But what you can't measure, like with skill, is the heart.
Right.
And the way they play the game. And the passion they have for the game. And just the never die attitude that he has. Like, he's giving you 110% every shift, every game, whether they're winning or losing. You can count on that dude is going to be there.
They're a different team with him on the ice. I'll tell you that.
Like we talked about, they won the President's Trophy, I think, 2 years ago. They really hadn't changed the roster a whole lot.
Nope.
A few guys here and there. But they sent out Huberdeau and Uyghur and brought him in. And where are they now? They're in the Stanley Cup Finals. And what'd that do? Like, he scored over 100 points with Calgary. What'd he do come Florida? Scored another 100 points. So, like, sometimes guys might not be have the most skill, but it's the other things, the leadership, the heart, the desire, the compete level, that you can't teach that stuff. Right. So for them, I think that, it took them a while to get going. And like we talk about anytime, like when we talked about the trade deadline, sometimes, you get guys in, you see it more and more that teams are trading for guys a week or two before that trade deadline so they can get chemistry and get things rolling.
Right.
And it's huge. But like the other night, was it Barkov scored a goal,
Yep.
and even the great one, Gretzky said that's probably the best
Yes, I heard that.
best goal he's seen in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And now guys like to take the puck and put the puck between their legs and take the stick and shoot it between their legs to
Right.
the opposite corner. And he was going to do that. Well, he made the goalie think he was going to do that, and he faked it and brought it back over. And like, there's no chance for Anderson. He was
Still.
Yeah, he was hung out dry. There's nothing he could do. But like I said, hats off to Florida. Hopefully they can keep it rolling. I think they're going to play Vegas the
I
way
think they
things are
do.
looking.
Yeah.
But like the Vegas series is the same way. Like it could possibly be a sweep. The first two games in that series, first two games go to overtime. First one, Vegas wins 4-3. Second one, they win 3-2. And the only game so far out of the 7 they played that wasn't close was Game 3 the other night, and they won 4-0. But it kind of cracked me up because Jamie Benn's their captain. He's been their leader for years, but I think it was a minute 53 into the first period. Puck's coming out of the zone, up the boards. Stone kind of comes in front of him and try to give him a little shoulder. Loses bounce, goes down. There's no need for Jamie Benn to fall down. But what's he do? He falls down and gives him the old two-hander, basically right across the neckline in the jaw. So they call him for a penalty. He gets a 5-minute major and a game misconduct. What do? They go on that 5-minute major. They score a power play goal. They already had scored one prior to that, I believe. So it was 2-0. So within the first 2 minutes, they're down 2-0. And it was a dumbass penalty. And apparently they reviewed it with the player's safety, and he's got 2 games. So he won't be back till what? Game 7? Game 6? Game 6. He can come back to Game 6, which they're never going to get to.
Yes.
So his season's basically done. But like I watched that game, and Vegas, like they didn't have a whole shit pile of shots. I don't even know if they had 20 shots, but they scored. They played defense. They kept them to the outsides. They didn't let Dallas in to the house, which is basically between the goal and the dots, the middle of the ice. And they played really good defensively. But yeah, I think after tonight they're done.
It looks that way.
Yeah,
for sure.
Let me go back to the Panthers and the Hurricane series, Dan. I read yesterday on Bleacher Report, and you was talking about your scenario with the Penguins. The Panthers spent like 60% of the time out of the playoff scenario for the year, which is like the worst ever for a team that did make the playoffs and as deep as a run that they made. So think about that. 60% of the season they spent not in the playoff conversation.
Yeah, there's a good chance that they weren't in the playoff picture from like January 1st until probably a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks left in the season. So all January, February, and March.
That's almost mirroring the Miami Heat just about, but they was in talks, but it's crazy how these two teams.
That's a very good point that you make about Miami Heat. I mean, call them sandbagging or whatever you want to. I mean, they was hurt too. The Heat was hurt too.
But was, but it's just amazing because it's like they literally had to go into a playing game to get there, and now look at them now. And I mean, they still got a game to go. I mean, game to play to win.
We'll get into that scenario when we start talking some people.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the same thing of the Panthers. If they didn't make shit up to get teams in the playoffs, they wouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy.
And the Heat took advantage, like Ryan said.
Yep.
They sandbagged the game so they would get Milwaukee because they knew they could beat Milwaukee. There you go.
But
Yeah.
we'll see what happens tonight because I'm interested in to see what Dallas does tonight. And one thing I will say, and I've seen this a few times in the playoffs, the Stanley Cup playoffs, and I don't want to, bash fan bases, but the trend that I've been seeing more and more across all sports is when you don't like the call on the ice, call on the court, call on the field, whatever the fuck it is. When was it okay to start throwing shit on the ice, on the field, at players? Because I think it was Vegas and Edmonton I was watching, and the dude tried to pour beer through the crease, the slit in the glass to try to pour it on a player.
Well, that's a self-correcting problem.
Yeah, and then
If it run on test,
then,
that shit would be
and
over.
then I think it was Tampa. In Toronto, where the big rig Maroon was trying to get at somebody in the crowd. The last time that happened, somebody fell into Ty Domi's penalty box and probably got his shirt pulled over his head, and he could have beat the fucking wheels off the dude.
They had a sock party for him.
Oh yeah, they were gonna have a blanket party for that dude. And
listen, dude. You get Vernon Maxwell. We're going up in the stands. You got something to say? Okay, hold on. Let me walk up here so I can hear you a little clearer. Because a lot of folks don't really understand how big and strong a professional athlete really is until you're getting your ass beat by one. So, that's
Mad
it.
Max.
There you go.
Man, Mac.
That being said, like the other night, Ben got thrown out in the first minute 53. He had 42 seconds of ice time. Just a fucking bonehead play. Tensions are high. Whatever. You lose your, the wires cross and you lose your fucking mind and cross check somebody in the face. I mean, it was the right call. And then they had some other calls go against them. And I believe it was the second period that Vegas was coming out. And some dumbass threw a whole bucket of popcorn at the goalie as he's coming onto the ice. And to his credit, I saw the post-game presser, and I thought it was the best thing ever. They asked him about the whole ordeal and what happened and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, look, man, I guess everything was hit me tonight. Because he got the shutout. And that was basically, him telling him, yeah, do what you want to do.
Scoreboard, homeboy.
Yeah, you just look up there. Yeah. After tonight, you're going home.
Yes.
But it'll be interesting to see. I want to know or see is Ottinger going to get the start, or are they going to bring in Wedgwood? Because Ottinger, it happens. You have a bad game. He gave up 3 goals, and by that point, it was a done deal. But
it's hard to make a move in the last game and think it's going to work. So I'm a little fearful of any moves made in the final game because either way you're going to look like an ass. So it's real hard, man. If you don't win the game, it's kind of going to reflect negatively upon you. At least I think it will. So.
Well, the thing too is they're down 3-0. So they got to win 4 games in a row.
Yeah, I ain't going
2 in Vegas.
No.
So you're already, it's slim and none and slim left town.
Yeah.
The chances of you pulling off 4 games in a row,
slim left town,
is very unlikely. But that goes back to, is the guy overworked? Has he got an injury? Because if that's the case, even though he may be the better goalie, you might want to put the healthy rested guy in to give you the best chance to win. So to me, it's just it'll be interesting to see which way they go. And I know they're going to have to bring somebody into the lineup because Ben's not going to be playing, and who that may be, we'll see. But I'm hoping Vegas wins tonight so they can start the Cup Finals a little bit,
right.
And not have to wait a week for another damn hockey game.
Yeah, I think it's over tonight.
Yeah, I definitely think it's over tonight. Dan, anything else? So like you said, we're setting it up. Vegas and the Golden Knights and the Stars, they got their game tonight. And what do you think?
I think Vegas is going to win.
Okay.
They're about a couple minutes from anthem time here. and it should be rocking here about 8:10.
Okay.
But some other stuff going on.
Yes. What else you got for us?
Interesting. So like I said, I don't know how much you guys pay attention to hockey or whatever, but
That's
obviously,
what we here, homie.
obviously Toronto, they got bounced. So, just like the Rangers,
Oh, okay, here we go.
What runs downhill?
Shit.
Amen. So what happens? So, they have their exit interviews, blah, blah, blah. And so their GM, Cal Dubas, his contract is ended this year. So he has to renegotiate if they're going to continue to have him on. So what do they do? They have a meeting with him and Shanahan, and then he has his press conference. Dubas does. He's like, "Look," he goes, "I need to take some time. I need to figure out, if the family's still behind this and what's going on, because Toronto is kind of like New York when it comes to like baseball as far as media coverage.
Yeah.
It's brutal, and and that's just the way it is. So he's in a hot topic market,
Right.
and yes, they got out of the first round, but you see how quickly nobody gives a fuck. Now it's, well, why didn't we beat Florida? Why are we not in the conference final? Why are we not going to the Stanley Cup final?
Why?
Yeah. So, his whole thing was like, I need to get with my family, sit down, talk about it, blah, blah, blah. So apparently there were negotiations between him and Shanahan from what I was reading and watching. And he's like, yeah, he told Shanahan, yeah, I want to come back, but I want more money. And then the next day, Shanahan does his press conference, puts some dirty laundry out there, about what was going on with the negotiations and blah, 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 and fired a fucking guy. I mean, he really didn't have to technically fire him because he was done this year if he didn't renegotiate his contract. But that being said, they let him go. So now the thing, like, I'm just going to throw this guy out here because I love watching his shit. But Kevin, we talked about him. Steve Dangle.
Yes.
He's he does the Steve Dangle podcast. Him and his guys, they talk hockey. They talk Leafs. They're huge Leafs fans. And I saw a thing that he was talking about. And it was interesting because it was like, so the core four of Matthews, Marner, Tavares, and Nylander, within the next 2 years, they all need extended. And I think it is that at a certain date coming up that some of them have no trade clause movement. Like they can't trade them unless they agree to it. Now you just fired your GM. How long do you think it's going to take for you to vet a bunch of interviews and figure out who your next GM is going to be to work out the contracts with these guys to either extend them or move them? And the longer it takes and those trade clauses move in, they're fucked.
Definitely a quandary. Yep.
Well, for real.
And we talked about this, well, at least I have, religiously, of why they will never win with the current setup they have, because they got over $40 million and 4 guys.
Yeah, well, they were in a bad spot with those 4, period, right? So the reality is they're not going to be able to keep, but they can't move them to where they would like to move them to for what they want because they got the no trade clauses.
Not yet.
So
not yet. They will kick in like July 1st or some shit.
Yes. Okay. But what I'm saying is that, yeah, if you look back on it, yeah, I know it's hard then to fire your GM now, and the way they did it was fucked up.
For sure.
But the reality is that he actually kind of put them in a real bad spot.
Well, that's Shanahan.
Like that. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, and it's really hard to get out of it. How do you get out of it, right? What do you do?
Backpedal and start renegotiating and bring them back.
Oh, man.
Because the guy, he was the youngest GM hired, one of them.
That's a lot
they hired, and he's been there for, and he knows the team. Hey,
Slide Crow, Dan.
But here's the other thing. Did Shanahan even have the authority to can the guy as being the president? Does he have to answer to people? But for me, I love it. I absolutely love this because I know Pittsburgh and the Fenway Group are super interested in getting this guy in Pittsburgh. And this guy is a very modern, intelligent GM and would probably knock it out of the park. Because that's the other thing with Dubas. You're in Toronto, big market, just like the Yankees. Hands are tied. You can't do shit. You always got to get somebody to say, yeah, it's okay. Where if he comes to Pittsburgh, he's going to be the captain of the ship. He's
running
the
show.
He's going to be one steering the ship, and he's going to say, I did this. Deal with it. And this is why I did it.
It's a good place, bad job. Great market, bad job. Whereas he can go to
not a bad job. It's just
you can't make a decision without
way different.
Yeah, you can't make a decision without 4 people signing off in triplicate. So,
and what he did at the deadline,
can't really do anything.
The guys he brought in at the deadline really helped solidify their lineup of what they were lacking. Ryan O'Reilly,
yes,
great face-off player,
Right.
Great defensive player, scores a lot of clutch goals. They brought in Shen, the defenseman. Their defense was horrible. They needed D. So the stuff that he did, is good. But he didn't have, I don't know if he had to get approval from anybody else, but the fact that if he comes to Pittsburgh, he'll be able to do whatever he wants and run the show because they want somebody to they want to be hands off. They want to own the team, but not have to fucking deal with anything.
And that's how it should be.
Exactly.
Yeah. But we all know in a perfect world that doesn't happen with some owners. Look out for that show.
Jerry Jones.
Yeah. Bad owners and good owners. We're going to have a standalone show about that for y'all to check out. But yeah, and that is pretty messed up. So yeah, DA makes a good point about that being a good location to be. Got a lot of fans that are interested in hockey, but like I said, it takes 7 people to sign up on the trade. That's a lot. I'm just paraphrasing.
Not saying that he
way
had
too
to,
much.
but I'm sure some of the stuff, like this stuff dealing with the core 4,
Right.
that's going to be probably because that's your franchise. Think of it this way: Matthews made like 10 million or 11 million, whatever the fuck he made. There's a possibility that now, because that Dubas was his guy, he liked Dubas. Now there's a chance he's saying, "Nah, I'm out. Trade me."
Right.
Because he's from Arizona, and he can go play in Mullet Arena in front of 3,000 fans. It'd be awesome. But there's a real possibility you're going to lose a 60-goal scorer over this bullshit. Like, there's a real good chance that Toronto could be on the downward trend after it took them so long to get through the first round of the playoffs. Like, this is the first time since 2004 or some shit that they made it out of the first round. And now all this turmoil, and they might lose some players, and they might not be back for another 10 years.
Damn.
Roll downhill.
Hey, stability is the key. You look at any franchise and whatever sport, as long as there's stability in structure within the organization, they tend to always come out at least, positively in the standings, playoffs, whatever.
Facts. Full fact.
But that's about all I got on hockey. Just in time because the game just popped up. They're getting ready to drop the puck.
Here we go.
And
hell no.
Aiden Hill's killing it, dude.
Uh-oh.
Hell no.
No.
I know this man ain't got no Florida Panthers shirt. Oh my God.
Oh,
What's
I
going
was
on?
like, I thought I was tweaking. Okay.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I was like, what? I'm like, God, where are you?
Yeah. Not now, God.
Important live from the shadows with the deep voice.
Oh, hell no. We said that when you came
Hell
on,
no.
but it's on you, bro.
Hey, I told this story before you got on, but this shirt is actually I want to say from like 1996 or 97 that some person in the family of the other side at that time they're from Florida, got me this shirt when they beat us in the 96 conference finals. So,
okay.
This is probably the second time.
So I just got one question, fellas. Did Dan tell that story to y'all in that same like awkward way that he just did just now? It sounded like he had like a piece to his head or something, like he was reading off a piece of paper.
A teleprompter.
Oh yeah, he teleprompted Dan.
Hold on, let me check my notes. Okay, I hit all the points.
Yo.
Hey, you missed it. Like I said, that was 3 bounces from being 4-0 Carolina.
That is true, and that's why I wasn't even mad, man. It was every game was a good game. It just didn't go their way, man. It's just one of those things.
And game 1 4 overtime, that just crushed their soul.
So
they won't say it, but that had a lot of effect for the rest of the games in that.
Took the wins out of the cell. Correct.
Because literally they played 2 full fucking games.
Yep.
In a period of another game. I mean, they played 4 overtimes, so that's 7 periods, and it almost went 5. Because I think, Kevin, we were texting back and forth when the game was going on. I'm like, oh shit, here we go, we're going to OT number 5, and you're like, fuck this, I'm going to bed, and then boom, the chuck right on cue. Just said, we're going home. Yep. That was one of the best celebrations I've ever seen. He scored that OT winner, and he just looked at the bench, and goes, woo, exit, we're going to the locker room. Fucking
it was a walk-off. Walk-off.
Yeah. And he just took off. I was like, damn.
Okay.
Good series.
Dan always bringing the heat when it comes to hockey. Dan, appreciate you always. Real quick, the angry one, real quick. What's good, brother? What's good? Jumping on in here, man.
What's going on, man? Ain't nothing, man. Another day. Happy to finally be up here again. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It's good, man.
Appreciate you, man. Mike Mills, what's up there, brother?
Salutations. Hello, everybody. I'm back from my little sabbatical, but here we are.
What's up?
We're glad to have you.
Yeah, they're gonna start. Hey, Mikey, they're gonna start calling us PG and Kawhi Leonard.
That's crazy.
This time,
if I could be Kawhi, we could do that. I don't want to be PG.
No, I don't want to be him either. So we're gonna have to split that. We'll find something else, man.
Oh my God.
Oh man, that is so funny, man. Well, we took care of the NHL. We have fun doing that as always. Dan always brings the like I said, the heat when it comes to the NHL. Now it's time for the National Basketball Association. We're gonna have fun with this one because I got some emails and text messages over this past couple of days, man, and
no Ryan tonight.
No.
Y'all said he said something, and I must have not been here for that craziness.
Yeah, I just want to know what he talking about the WNBA.
Miami sandbagged so they could play Milwaukee in the first round. They thought they could beat Milwaukee. I know he don't believe that.
That's DA's theory.
That's bullshit. I know he don't believe that. That's crazy.
Go DA.
DA, that is crazy. I know you don't believe that.
Oh well, he's talking. DA gonna
get
$5. Yeah.
I didn't say that. That was
Ryan's love giving away money.
Oh, all right, because that is shenanigans.
He said that. He said that's what
he's tripping. He liked the Rockets. So why are we? Yeah, all right.
Well, I mean,
he liked.
Back to the topic, host and moderator.
Hey,
yo, Ryan will be back. I guess next week, maybe.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be at work. Lucky
he might call it right now. Sure.
I might call for the job. Yeah. I'm in the office. Don't worry, I got a minute.
Ryan, if you hear this, man, if you can come on for a few minutes, man, come through, man. Cause they won't.
Don't come on. You're bugging.
All I heard was, "Hey Farva." All I heard was, "Hey Farva, what's that place with all the goofy shit in the wall?"
There you go.
Shenanigans. There we go.
There you go. I don't think. I thought that was. Hey, he said.
There you go, Cap.
So he did say it. He did say it. So I didn't say it. It wasn't me. But yo, real quick, fellas, can I do this while
I'm gonna let hold on, DA, before you do it. Let me just get the folks, a little bit over before we go. the Miami Heat and Celtics, the Boston Celtics, they're playing. They should be starting here in a little bit. That series is
It's underway.
It's underway.
They started.
The Celtics are up 3 excuse me, the Miami Heat are up 3-1. I expect them to win that game. Dan just tells me that Vegas is up 1-0 already.
Already.
Damn.
Already. Yes. Vegas is up 1-0. Thank you, Dan, for that update.
Hawks still hot.
Yeah, still hot. On Monday night, the Denver Nuggets, as I forestated earlier in the show, the Denver Nuggets took care of the LA Lakers and they swept them 4-0. Jokic was the playoffs MVP. Rightfully so. He did
that series MVP.
For that series.
Yeah.
Murray, he was unbelievable. He did his thing. Lot to talk about, impact with that series. So, like I said, the Denver Nuggets, they're on their way to their first NBA final. I can't believe that this is their first, and the Nuggets was one of the ABA teams.
You can't.
Yeah, the last time they was in championship was 1976 when they lost to the Nets in the 1976 ABA championship game, which was the last championship game for the ABA, because I think the same season Dr. J played for the Sixers in 76 and went to play Portland in the NBA championship.
Julius Irving. I'm going to give it to DA. DA, you got the front and center screen, sir. Go ahead, take it away. I know you want to talk about this Lakers and Denver series, so go ahead.
Yes. Well, first, I want to say this, man. I have a problem with the television because Denver won. Like, we can't have whole shows talking about the Lakers if they lost. It's not right. It's disrespectful. I don't know what you people are doing. Like, listen, I can understand. No, I really can't just understand talking about them because they lost. Now, I know it's real close and it just happened, and I'll give you this week, I guess, maybe. But they did lose, just so you know that. And the team that did win, you are not talking about it. And that's not right. Makes no fucking sense. All right? Now, on to my second thing. I do love math. I do love my mathematics, and I heard the king say that he was going to retire on the same day that he lost to make a story to take attention away from, again, the team that won. So instead of talking about the team that won, we're talking about this fool saying that he's going to retire. I really do not remember many dudes like Elway saying it the Super Bowl day that he's going to retire. Or no, you wait. You know, you let people get, as your young folks say, their flowers and shit. And then you say it a month later, 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, whatever it is, not to take attention away from the team that actually fucking won. All right? Now, this is my last thing, so before my water bill kicks in on me. The king said that he was better than 90% of the people in the league. I guess. He said that, right? Somewhere 95, 90. So I will give you
95.
I will give you 20 players that he is saying that he is better than in the league. For everyone on the internet, everybody on the internet, I did go
Public service announcement.
Yes, PSA. I did go to what's that? The NBA stats, whatever it is, for 20.
Reference.com.
Reference.com. And I will tell you, I'll just give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories in which LeBron James is not in the top 20. You ready? Scoring, offensive rebounds, steals, assists, regular rebounds, overall. So, just for the math, folks, ladies and gentlemen, just for the math, he's not better than 20% of the players. Now, this is the issue, folks. And I don't have any problem with LeBron James, essentially, because I think he is better But we can't have this thing where we're going to do eye tests for certain arguments and then statistics for other arguments. Whatever sword you're going to fall on that sword, right? Because if you say something about eye test in Michael Jordan, and then you'll say, or whatever player, oh, well, this guy's been 1,000 points and played 20 years and 38 years old. I'm good with that. If that's what we do, right? If that's what we do, I'm good. But we are not at the same time going to say, oh, well, all you guys just care about stats. You say, well, Jordan got 6 championships and he ain't got 4. Oh, that stats don't mean nothing. Look at the eye test. He's 6'9". He runs like a gazelle. He can jump over a basketball. He's a this. He can do that. He can do that. Can't do both, man. Like, for real, we can't do both. And that's my only problem with the whole argument, man, is that we can't do both. We pick one or the other. It's going to be stats, or it's going to be eye test, or it's going to be nothing, because it can't switch. 20% of the players, or whatever he said he was, I don't know why you say that. If you're the GOAT, let somebody else say that. You don't have to tell me who you're better than if you're the GOAT. You don't have to do that. And then maybe it's this generation. But you don't have to tell me if you're the GOAT. Like, that you're better. Like, Tom Brady's like, yo, I'm better than 85.6% of the quarterbacks in the league.
Yo, dog, you right, man. He didn't lead in shit this year.
Y'all bugging? What is wrong with y'all? Y'all serious? Y'all can't be serious.
He led
about
flops.
What? About what?
Do you, okay. Now all of them.
Wait, hold on, Mike. What are you talking about?
Listen,
are you serious about what?
He not better than 90 to 95%.
No, I'm not saying that he's not.
That's not the argument.
No. You brought in the numbers.
What I'm saying is that's what he said. And what I'm telling you is that numerically, statistically, based on those stats and those categories, he's not better.
This season. This season.
Not
stats you brought up.
I'm just doing this season, right? Because that's what he said.
This season, 22, 23.
Y'all boys.
That's what he said. No. Listen,
yeah,
Michael.
Yeah.
Listen, Michael. I'm telling you that I believe he is better than. But the point I make is, why are you saying it? You don't have to say that.
Is.
But you don't have to say it.
What you want. When you the man,
you are the GOAT. The GOAT don't gotta say who he better than.
Sometimes I gotta remind you.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
45, not 23. And what he did, he went back to 23 and went crazy, right?
Have to remind
How many times
me.
did Jordan get swept?
Jordan didn't have to remind you. He didn't.
How many times did Jordan get swept?
When Michael Jordan never said, and I'm not going to do this debate thing. But
I'm not saying what Michael Jordan
this.
said.
Michael Jordan never said I'm better than this, that, and the third. What I'm saying
because
to you
he
is
just
Michael,
went and did it.
Yes,
this is
and that's
different
the same
person.
Thing.
That's the point.
I'm saying, I'm sorry. A lot of other people in a lot of other sports that are different people never did it as well. But what I'm saying to you is this, Michael. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying to you. I'm not saying that I believe. I'm not saying that I believe that he is not better than that. I believe he is. I know he is. But what I'm saying is, one, you don't have to say it, right? Two, statistically, you're not. But statistics are not the only, thing, right? So you got the eye test, what you're bringing to the game. I believe he's better than them. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to say it. Now, what I'm also saying is regarding the LeBron folks that are LeBron James fans is that you can't do it statistically and have your argument when it suits you and then switch up and say, I test for another argument. It has to be either one or the other. I don't have a problem with LeBron James because I believe he's better than them. 20% of the players. I do. I believe he was that this year. But what I'm saying to you is statistically he wasn't. And I can tell you why he wasn't mathematically. Because he didn't play in enough games to get statistically put in any of those categories, right? So there you go.
So
That's
you
your
know
answer.
that, and I know that.
No, I'm just telling you that. But what I'm saying is, for you to say that, right? When you say something, Michael, like, yo, dog, I'm better than that, right? So this is the world I live in.
Yeah,
it's a qualitative world or a quantitative world. So either you got stats saying that you're better than someone or you don't. Because if you got a feeling, I don't give a fuck about your feelings. Right? So either you got a statistic saying that you're better than this man or you're not better than this man. Right? Or you got something. But if you don't, then you can't, I'm better than this dude. If I would have played 82 games, I'd have been better than. Nah, dog, we not doing that here. Not in the real world. Not in the real
Michael,
world.
go ahead.
So, and I'm not. That's it. So it's not. I'm not. No debates, Mike. I got you.
Was he done or was he finished?
Am I done? I'm done. I am done.
Go ahead, Mike.
He just brought up the numbers for a man who averaged 28, 8, and 6. 28, 8, and 6. And then you brought up the nonsense numbers. Total points, that's a per game. That's the amount of games you played. But his points per game was definitely in the top 5. He still averaged 8 rebounds. He still averaged 6 assists. Offensive rebounds, don't nobody get them but bigs. Let's be real. So the man said what he said. The man is 20 years in, and he's still better than 90% of these dudes because he is. When you play humble and you got stuff going on, people tend to forget.
Humble?
They wasn't struggling all year. That wasn't a struggling team.
Humble.
That wasn't a struggling team.
Okay, yeah, it was definitely a struggling team, and then they pretty much ripped their roster apart and traded away.
Made it work, right?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Right, and what Jay-Z said, walk quiet, carry a big stick. So when they was talking, it was time to talk. I don't have no problem with him saying that. It was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I know who said it. It might have been Theodore.
We about to give Hov too much credit right here. But go ahead, man.
Hov got a ball for everything. I don't care who said it. Listen.
But go ahead, Mike.
99 problems.
Listen.
Listen.
LeBron
ain't one.
Is better than, LeBron is better than. Listen, he can say whatever he want to say. That's what happens when you do what you do. The man can say what he want to say because there's not too many dudes out there that can knock him off. He just put up 40 in a closeout game with a bad leg and a half an AD. Like, come on.
Wait a minute, Mike. Hold on, Mike.
Here we
Mike,
go. Here we go. Adding the bullshit.
Let me get in. Let me get into this.
Are those not things that happen?
No, it absolutely happened. Yeah, he did score 40 points. He scored 26 and a half. Did only score 2 in the last quarter.
And the smartest guy that couldn't get Nikola Jokic out the game with 5 fouls, but he knows so much. But
had the ball and passed the ball that previous play to shoulder over there to the side. So why?
That's his fault that his coach don't know how to go out somebody with 5 fouls.
Whoa!
That's
no, Mike. You're not doing that with us.
Listen.
Now we're gonna blame the coach.
Hold on. No. I feel like it's an even share. Because if we can hang Doc Rivers, we can hang Darvin Ham. What are we talking about? My thing is certain stuff is definitely on the players. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, them reads, like, you have to make the proper read. So throwing it to Schroeder was not the best idea. I agree with you wholeheartedly. But if you knew Jokic had 5 fouls, why didn't you tell them to do this? Why didn't you plan that? Why didn't you draw a play to get him isolated or to get him under the rim? Why not? You can scheme up anything else. Is that not what the coach is for?
But Mike, I'm sitting at the house on the couch. I know the guy got 5 fouls. You don't think that the king knows that Jokic knows that he got 5 fouls and not go after him and go down, put his head down and
like he was doing all game long?
That's where I think that ankle came into play. And I'm not even giving him the excuse. Nah, I'm dead ass. The man, if you watch the playoffs, did y'all watch the playoffs?
Yes.
Yo,
I watched Murray burn him for like three.
Of course, Jamal Murray burned him. Look at him. Yeah, he did. So he looked 100% to y'all. Everybody's hurt. It's the playoffs. He looked 100 to y'all because Jimmy Butler's out there hurt. Like, I'm not knocking nobody hustle.
Mike, you done made DA black they screen, D-Dub
I'm
black.
being real about the situation. Y'all blind rage for LeBron is encapsulating right now.
First of all, what you mean, y'all? Because I haven't said anything yet. Don't generalize like that. Don't do that.
Listen, man, that man wasn't 100, but nobody's 100. So I'm not making no excuses. But we just got to be real about the situation. Denver was the better team, and they won. And then I don't even think he said he was going to retire. I think he said he was going to think about his future, whatever. But that's what you're supposed to say. Is that not what you're supposed to say in year 20? I'm thinking about my future. I'll figure out what's next later. He didn't say he was retiring. Somebody came out of the woods with that. So it's like, what is he supposed to say? Y'all just talking about, is it a failure if we lose? And we not crucifying him? That was crazy.
Well, on this show we did. Yeah, D-Dub
Well, you know what? I did too a little bit.
I talked about that.
Yeah, but Bron ain't even say he was retiring. He said he was going to figure it out. I think that was a tactic to apply pressure, which you need to. You need to apply pressure.
Oh, yeah, I think so too, to see if they can get some more personnel because
you can get more help.
Always
more help.
Help. I got a question.
Go ahead.
Fuck all this shit, man. If you're LeBron James, you don't need no fucking tactics in year 20. Okay, if you the GOAT, right? You shouldn't have to use any tactics to get shit done. Okay, every year that you've been there, you've gotten exactly what you basically wanted. You signed off on it. Okay, you got Russell in there. Russell didn't work. You got Russell out of there. Come on, man. You're not going to sit here and act like you didn't help buy the groceries. Okay, and now the groceries is burning up the house. Now you want to get rid of stuff and you want to put your hands back like you had nothing to do with it. We're not going to do that.
Well, why'd you let me grocery shop?
Do what now?
Well, why'd you let me grocery shop?
That's what we have been saying this whole time, bro. We've been saying that since day one. So we're in agreement.
You know what I say? Look, I always said that. So it's like, where do we draw the line? I mean, it's on both sides. Where do we draw the line?
I think, like you said, yeah, it's both sides, you know, and I think that's one of the reasons why he left Miami, because they wouldn't give him that autonomy to run the team, because they have a coach and they have a general manager in play that, you know, that's the hierarchy and that's what it is.
And they got a culture.
Yeah,
Lakers ain't got that no more. The Lakers is the Lakers.
Yeah, that's definitely cool. I don't want to focus too much on the Lakers. Go ahead, DA, because I want to talk about Denver also. Go ahead, DA.
Oh, no,
I got one question too.
If you finish, you're done. I'm done. I'm done with the Lakers.
Okay.
Listen, Denver was a better team from the rip. I said that on the show. I said they got a new
definitely the better team.
And Mr. Murray, and they had nothing to guard him with, period, point blank, period, end. I thought that they would be able to out-rebound the Lakers, and their length would be a problem for them. And it is. And there's another problem the Lakers have. They can't shoot, except for one. They got one guy, and they better pay Hachimura and get him right, because his mid-range game is extremely serious.
Yeah, you call Hachimura. You called him.
The boy was nice and what you call him? In college.
Yeah.
I knew the cat's nice. Period.
Yeah,
he got a good game, right? So I think they got him and now see what happens is, what's the cat's name, man? Reed, right?
Reeves.
Reeves is right, man.
Right? Reeves plays good offense, but on defense, he is a Vic. Point blank, period. Because they went at him the whole series, and that's where Murray got his points. Like he
can't guard it. Yeah,
he's a victim because he's not a 2 and he's not a 3. Right, from a height perspective, I think he's maybe 6'4", 6'5". Right, so he's not a 2 because he's not quick enough to guard a 2. Now in basketball, you are who you guard. He's not quick enough to guard a 2, and he's not big enough to guard a 3, but he can play. What I'm saying is that on defense, he's a victim because of that reason. But I got no problem with the Lakers. I think they'll be fine. I don't know if they'll be back next year because I don't think they're going to have this team.
No, it's not a championship team. I don't care what they say, man.
But the other side of it is that the rest of the West is going to try to get better And what Denver did kind of mimics what you guys were talking about Miami, and the fact that Denver, whether you know it or not, has a culture.
Yes.
And they have a core of guys that have been there. We're talking about Porter, we're talking about Jokic, and we're talking about Murray. They've all been there 4 or 5 years. You added Aaron Gordon 4 years ago, who was actually the man offensively and defensively in Orlando when he came over, and he's taking a back role. Right? He's not a shooter, but he can score in the post. He's 6'9", 6'10", jumps out the gym, can play ball. Porter's a monster. Like he could be, if it was just him and you asked him to do it by himself, he could probably be a Ingram type dude with those type numbers, because he can shoot it, he can put it on the floor, and he can play. And they just keep Brown, and they're going to keep cycling guys in that can play with them, that core. So I think they'll continue to be there. So I like to see change. You know me, when we talk about football, I love anarchy. So this is good for me, and I dig it. And I like Denver being there, and I'm no problem with it at all. So I'm good, and I'm mute from this point. You guys can finish up on this basketball thing. There really ain't nothing else for me to say.
Boston's up 15-5. D-Dub. Okay.
Yes,
Got
sir.
that. Like we said, the Heat and the Celtics series, the Heat are up 3-1. Currently, Boston's winning that game 15-5. I expect the Heat to probably close this game out tonight. To me, Game 3, Boston quit, and when they got ran over, they had no more fighting them. They came back last night. Excuse me. What's this Thursday? They came back Tuesday night. Looked like they did their thing. So. I expect Mike Mills, your thoughts on the Heat and the Celtics series, man.
Miami is beat up. Like I said, like everybody's beat up right now, but Miami's beat up. You see, they out without their point guard tonight. I really thought Miami was going to lose last round. I thought the Knicks was going to do it, but Julius Randle was out there playing ghost, so we have this. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to say
he's playing Jake Patrick.
I don't know who he was playing. He wasn't playing Julius Randle. He's playing anybody else.
Playing crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's neither here nor there. But Boston probably win tonight. I don't see them winning again in Miami, but Boston could win tonight, and then we go to 6. But I don't know if either one of them could beat Denver, if we're being real about it.
Nah, neither one can.
Nah,
I don't think so.
I think healthy Miami probably could have pushed Denver. But the way Tatum playing and the way Jaylen Brown's starting to look right now, I don't see it. So we'll see what happens.
I think Boston got too much ish going on.
Exactly.
And they that coach, we still can't say that coach can coach. So
keep on rollover minutes.
You talking about Mazzulla?
Yeah, man, the gum chewer. He can chew that gum hard, and cross his arms. But I'm not seeing no coaching moves out of his ass.
He got over on Fraud Rivers, but we knew that. So we got to see what happens against somebody who actually know how to scheme and plan. So we'll see.
Damn, Mike, you going hard, bro.
What? On Fraud Rivers?
Sabbatical.
I wasn't here last week. I had to get him. He gonna get these jokes. You gonna get these jokes, Glenn. You gonna get them.
Oh, good. Fraud Rivers, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He said the doctor ain't in the house.
Yeah, he said the doctor's a fraud.
He said the doctor, he's a quack.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
But yeah, listen, man, bad coaching, man. Bad coaching.
They should have killed Boston in 6. They had it.
They should have. They had it.
They had it. You ain't called no timeout. You ain't called no play. Fraud. Game 7
Boston's
was
on flames right now, boy.
Game 6 was on you, boy.
Yeah. E, your thoughts on this Boston and Celtics, the Boston and Miami Heat series?
To be honest, Boston ought to be ashamed of their mother-loving selves.
Mm-hmm.
You was the number 1 team in the East for a good part of the year.
Mm-hmm.
You was just in the championship games in the finals last year. And for you to lay an egg against this depleted Miami team. Now, yes, Jimmy Butler is a phenomenon right now and what he's doing with that roster. Almost LeBron James-esque, if you would. But Boston, I don't want to say very easily, but if Boston plays like Boston, this can go 7 games.
Facts.
Because when Boston wants to play, and this is what I was going to touch on, consistency with these teams and these players is hard for me to watch. Because if teams would play, just do what the fuck got you there, you wouldn't have these problems. What's up, DA? Talk to me.
Man, I'm just asking one question, man. No, damn, I'm sorry. Right, so if and this goes back to one of them Kev things, man, we talked about. So is Boston really the number one team, or were they the number one team all year because no other team really cares about the regular season and goes hard all year? So when the playoffs begin, you do start to go hard. The teams that we thought were the number one teams are not, because during the regular season, nobody really cares. I mean, somebody got to be number one, right? So if nobody's playing hard, and I'm not saying it is, I'm just asking the panel.
Well, if I may, I would, if you look at the East, I don't think you had that as much as you did in the West, because I think the East is a little bit more closer together. And I didn't see like Milwaukee or Philadelphia just not playing up to, oh, well, this is the regular season, so we gonna tail off. I didn't really get that from any team in the East. In the West, there was a lot of that, and I think that comes with the veterans that you have,
right,
that have tasted gold, play like that. They think they can flip the switch at any given time, and as we can see, when you flip that switch, you ain't got no electricity coming to that motherfucker. So just stay in the dark and go to bed.
Yeah,
that's my take.
And I think during the season, Jason Tatum ain't look like this. Jason Tatum out there looking like Julius Randle.
Dang, Mike.
What?
I mean,
well, yeah,
I agree. Because we were saying on here before.
Where's
like,
Tatum?
Are you where is Tatum?
Where's
looking like Julius
I
Randle.
wasn't saying that during the regular season.
Facts. James Harden out there looking like Chris Paul. It's been a lot of fraudulent behavior going on. And I love James Harden, man. I feel like he should have 3 MVPs, but that boy was looking like Chris Paul them last 2 games.
That's what I'm saying. Why? That's what I'm asking. Why?
Why he look like Chris Paul?
No, why did we have this big change in these star players from one month to the next month? It's not like they forgot, like me and Darryl say all the time, it's not like you forgot how to fucking drive. You've been driving.
So is that coaching too?
Well, I feel like
where are we at?
With Tatum, I feel like it's mental, because like he played bad against the Warriors, and then it was like during the season he was himself, but as soon as the playoffs started, he went back to looking like how he looked against the Warriors. So I feel like with him, it was a mental thing. You had a bad series. You feel like you lost the chip. You lost your team the chip. And then now you back in the playoffs. Now, to me, that would be motivation to play better, because everybody ain't built like us. So I feel like it is with him. Well, Harden, I don't know what that was. Maybe he was out of gas. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what it was with him. But Tatum, I think it was mental.
And Harden is probably going to get another contract from the Rockets.
Oh, he going back to Houston with the Scrippers. I'm going with him.
He going back to Houston. As I told you.
Hey, Mike, you going with him?
I'm going with him.
I just don't understand that shit at all. I understand it from James Harden. I do not understand that shit from Houston. You want to give this man all this money for what?
The culture.
Oh, but you guys said they need an OG on the NBA team. Look at it.
The culture. He put Houston back on the map.
He go ahead, block your screen.
He put Houston on the map. They want that feeling back.
Black your screen out, man, because I can't, man.
So okay, so
This
let me ask this. Hold on. Let me ask this,
This
Mike.
shit is so
in
crazy.
your opinion, Mike, because this is your man, right? And I don't.
What's up?
I like James Harden. I ain't trying to.
Would I make him my Wally vet? Hell no. Next question.
Okay. Nah. Is he worth this contract that they saying that they talking about? Just give me that. Are we gonna see any remnants of James Harden during the regular season?
Are we talking to Mike Mills? General manager Mike would say hell no, but Mike Mills would say go get whatever they willing to give you.
And they wearing a garbage bag and going to see the game.
Yeah, because I'm not giving James Harden $200 million. Not in 2023. No, sir.
These are the OGs wearing a garbage bag.
What did he do that he thinks he deserves $200 million?
Well, the Rockets.
That's just the veteran for his years. And
that's his max.
Points. Like, yeah, that's his max.
Man. Like 4 years, 200 M's.
Yeah, that's
it.
You
know, I'll pass.
I would too.
I see why. No, nothing against the sports chasers because I love y'all, but my GM career would be over if I had to sign that man for $200 million. Just go ahead and fire me now.
That's a fact.
I'm not doing it.
Love James Harden, but at this stage of his career, no.
And he has shown me who he is, and no, I'm not doing it.
And if it goes south, is he gonna pull these shenanigans like he did before? Like, come on, who?
Eat his way back out of Houston.
He's not going to help. Yeah. He's not going to help you.
I mean, I think he do help, but not for that price.
I think he'll help Houston because those cats, they're young and they running the floor. And if he's just diming cats out, it's going to be a layup drill the whole game with that.
And then you got Kevin Porter on the wing.
That's if he's healthy.
And then you got Jalen Green who ain't seen a shot he don't like. Like, it will work. Championship work? I don't know about that.
But he will get 20 assists a game. It will be 20 assists a game.
That's an absolute fact. I was talking to somebody about that this morning.
Without a doubt. Like, it'll be an easy 20 assists.
Go get Mike D'Antoni, too. Go get Mike D'Antoni. Ooh! D'Antoni with Harden and Jalen Green and Kevin Porter and Segun on them horses. They be go. But no.
They'll give another team.
They ain't got enough hospital beds for them dudes.
No, they would give Phoenix. They would just end up dead in that game, but they old Chris Paul dead. They would like Golden State dead. Like old dudes just die after playing that team. They just running
all game. I'll get D'Antoni in Houston. They had Udoka, didn't they?
Did they?
Or they did, but that defense think he's gonna be preaching. They're gonna be like, what?
Yeah, they're gonna be looking at him. Yeah, bro. I don't know about that.
Yo, we gonna play some D.
Hide your wives, hide your children.
What D?
Hide your girlfriend.
What do you know?
But yeah, man.
What you know, bro?
Whatever.
Pause. We gonna play some D. Pause. They don't know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah, that team is young and wild.
Yo, geez.
D, stop. That's funny.
Play with your D. Pause.
You just lucky it's not June yet, boy, because next month you can't get away with that one. Now, posting my back on track.
Nope.
Next, Kevin, take it away.
MLB Baseball. Thank you for the this segment of the NBA. We have no whatchamacallit sponsor yet, but we're thankful for the NBA segment. Let's move right along to the Major League Power Rankings. Here from CBS. Here we'll go to number one. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays. They are currently number one again. They got drubbed by the Toronto Blue Jays the other night, 20-1, man. 20-1 on Tuesday night, man. So, but they're still in first. They're 37-15. The Atlanta Braves, Freddie Freeman, he returned back to Atlanta last night. They're playing a 4-game series against a 3-game series against the LA Dodgers. They're number two, 30-19. What's his name? DA Alzuna. What's I'm trying to think. Alcuna
for Atlanta.
Alcuna and Will Smith. was about to get into it. So if you watch baseball, sometimes you'll swing, and you might hit the catcher. I play catcher, and it happened to me, where where you swing and you might back tap the catcher sometimes. So it looks like Will Smith and Alcuna were about to get into it, and Alcuna hit a home run where he actually back tapped Will Smith again. He hit like 425 feet. Yeah, so
Yeah, that's a bad boy.
yeah, that's a bad boy.
Will Smith still play?
Who's that?
Yeah, Will Smith got to be 100. He's too old to be fighting.
Yeah, so the Orioles, they're in third. The Orioles are playing good. They're actually beating up on the Yankees as we speak. They're 32-17. The Texas Rangers, they're number 4, 31-18. The Astros are 28-21. They're number 5 according to the Power rankings. The Yankees have gotten themselves together, started winning a little bit. They've won 11 of 14. They are number 6. The LA Dodgers, they are number 7, dropping 5 spots from last week to the rankings. The Red Sox are playing well. They are currently 26-24. They're number 8. The Arizona Diamondbacks, they are number 9. The Toronto Blue Jays are number 10. They're 26-25. The Milwaukee Brewers are 27-22. The Los Angeles Angels, they're at 28-23. The Minnesota Twins, they're number 13, 26-24. The New York Mets, they've been winning a little bit lately. They're 26-25. The Seattle Mariners, they're number 15. Phillies 16, Cardinals 17, Padres 18 at 23-27. Disappointing again. Giants at 19, the Miami Marlins are 20, and Dan's team look like they came back to the pack. They have lost 14 of 18.
Should have traded them players when you had a chance. Now you ain't got no trade value.
Since they got up to that hot start, man. We got 2 other items before we end tonight's show. I'm gonna bring my man. He was a super fan one, but he's a friend of the show. I'm gonna get him on here right now, real quick. My man, Coach Wells, Sylvester Wells. What's up, bro? What's going on, man?
Hey, man, busy. How's y'all guys doing, man?
Good. What's up, man?
We good,
man. We good, man. But we'll give you a few minutes. You I don't know if you caught it. You really missed. You would have had fun with man. They was blacking out screens on Mike Mills here about
Oh, I can imagine.
So if y'all didn't know, Coach Wells, he's a coach. He does youth basketball, youth football, and he's also a legit Denver Nuggets fan. And I'm just gonna give him the floor a few minutes. What's your thoughts on Denver this year and how they've been going, man?
And the disrespect. Good.
Oh, that was one of the first things I was gonna say. I mean, expectations for Denver was high, but that was within the organization itself. Nobody else expected them to be where they're at right now. I think even when they started off hot, it was a lot of talk about how they're gonna fall off after the break and this, that, and third. But hey, they to me they were the most consistent team all season. I mean, even when they added the few pieces that they did, they still were consistent. And I think a big part of that goes to Joker, who should have been, or so in my eyes,
talk that talk.
3-peat MVP.
There you go.
So
yes.
But I understand. They sympathy awards do happen. So
Politics.
Congratulations to Embiid, but we see who the real MVP is.
Indeed.
And I mean, may take it even a little bit further. Right now, I mean, who in the league is playing better than Joker on a consistent level?
Nobody.
Nope.
Not right now. And I think the league, I think the league had a pie in the sky, and because of fraud Rivers, as Mike Mills says, it was not going to happen. That they wanted to have a big man MB, Joker championship, but that wasn't going to happen because fraud don't coach.
Right.
Over there in Philly, so he just stand out there
with his arm folded, and I don't think I've seen him actually coach a team since the Celtics. So
he's still,
but he keeps a job. He keeps a job, but. Yeah. As far as like coaching, I haven't seen.
They were the best team all year, though, man. And that I get to the disrespect, Wells.
Yeah,
I don't like the fact that, and we started off the segment with, we don't like the fact that on TV you do a whole week of television after you beat a team, but you talk about the team that got beat, right? Like I'm like, when you gonna talk about Denver? You still talking about the Lakers, like. The Lakers
honestly
lost. And then LeBron, my last point is, you don't, on your day of losing the chip, say anything about retirement, because you know that story is going to take away from the team that actually won the series.
But,
that's a problem.
But hasn't that been the story of his career? I'm just asking, as far as like, taking the spotlight off of those that deserve it or those that have earned it. Carmelo did his retirement, and come to find out, now LeBron went on record and say that he produced the video.
Yo, I heard that.
So you just took the attention of Melo to say that you produced it, when you could have just let him have his shine. And it's
ain't no such thing as a silent partner with this guy.
Right. And then no. And then you do it on the day. It's a coincidence that Melo's retirement video dropped on the day that the Nuggets swept the Lakers. But all was talked about was his retirement, the Lakers team, what's next for them this season. They forgot all about Denver winning. It's where the Lakers go from here.
That shit's crazy.
LeBron's retirement, him producing the video for Melo. It's just the disrespect continues. And Denver plays. They just playing with a chip on their shoulder. They celebrated after the sweep, going to the finals. They celebrated that night or that day after. After that, they back to business right now. Waiting on whoever comes out.
They're gonna make them pay. Whoever in the East gonna pay.
Oh yeah.
But I thought you guys had been left. I thought Gordon is a starter on every other team in the league. He was the man in Orlando, right? Michael Porter Jr. They my cousin, I gotta give him props back. And Yosetti, I give you this on this. Michael Porter Jr. Everybody thought with his back that damn, this is another surgery, damn. But
right.
Scared to touch him.
Jeff Green is 78 years old. Jeff Green, y'all get an AARP.
And jumping out the gym. So,
AARP, man, messed up my man Hibbert, our national championship in Georgetown.
Yeah. So, and then, you got KCP, who's on a mission. Because remember, he's part of that young core that the Lakers had that somebody got rid of.
They got rid of.
But it is what it is. It is what it is. He plays with a chip on his shoulder. We got Brown, we got Braun, and we got a deep veteran bench that, like Mike Malone say, they may not get in, but they are who those starting seven practice against and give them everything that they need to go out there and prepare them to win. So it's a team effort.
So why y'all cut Bol? Come on, man. Tell me the truth. What Bol did y'all, man?
I was a little disappointed when we cut Bol. I think he had a high ceiling. I don't think Malone really trusted him like that, especially to back up Joker. But what I heard was his lack of defense tenacity. He's a shot blocker, but he can't guard nobody out on the perimeter, being that he can handle the ball and shoot the three. So if a switch ever
Yeah.
comes,
He's gonna be messed up.
he's gonna get beat, and
Yeah.
He became expendable, and I kind of hate that. I hate it when they got rid of Bones Highland, but I mean, as time went on, I see that his attitude probably was one of the biggest reasons that he was cut.
So, okay, so as a coach, and I'm glad you said that, man. I'm sorry, I won't take up too much time because as a coach, so do you see the same thing happening? Like, because they're the same body type. Like, if we keep it 100, him and Webby are the same body type, right? Webby is the same body type as Bol. So do we see, or is it maybe because San Antonio runs a different system that we think
that could be, but I think
body type now.
That could be, but I think Webby is a little bit more polished from playing.
Yeah.
We're going the route that he went. You know what I'm saying? Going the route that he went. Bobo came from,
college.
Yeah, he went to Oregon. It wasn't really. He really didn't. Yeah, he really wasn't really developed like that in Oregon. Plus, Webby has a frame. Now, the up and down pace of the transition game in the NBA may weigh him down because that's a lot on his legs and his feet for his size. I mean, we saw it with Sean Bradley. We saw it with Greg Oden. We've seen it, with a lot of others. So, I mean, only time will tell. It depends on what going to San Antonio. Pop is pretty, to me, Pop probably is the best coach in the league still. But we just have to see.
Yeah, I'm just wondering because they got the same body type. If teams are going to try to get him on that switch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're going to try him. The vets are going to try him. I'm pretty sure the Nuggets going to try him. Joker is one of them coaches that a team would love to have on the floor. That team sort of find something that may help, and then next game, all that out the window. So, hey.
It might look like you was going to say something, bro.
Nah. I don't have a question about that. I have a question, but not right now.
No, go ahead, bro.
Go ahead.
All right, so I'm a Carmelo fan from day one.
Me too.
So that made me a Nuggets fan. Like I had a Denver jacket and all that. So, what you think they do about the number 15? I think they should retire them both.
I think that would be the ideal. That would be the ideal plan. But being what Melo has done for the Nuggets organization, because I've been a fan when we had Raouf and LaFonso Ellis and Antonio McDyess, Nick Van Exel. I've been a fan since those guys and Mutombo, and we had some good core guys. But I think Melo probably was the first star. If you get what I'm saying, Melo probably was the first star. So I think you give Melo an option. Do he want number 7 retired, or he want 15? But he played 15 in Denver, so he get a choice. I think he gets a choice. But you got Joker who you have Joker who's number, who's setting records, who's breaking barriers, who's averaging a triple-double in the playoff that only a few other players have done. But not only that, averaging a triple-double for a whole season as a 5, running the point, running the transition. He's revolutionizing the game as far as a big is concerned. There's not a lot of bigs in the NBA right now that can do what he can do.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so as a coach, right? So you coach AAU, right? Still, right?
AAU, high school.
Okay,
yeah, I do it all.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question then. All right, because I ask my son's now coaching, and there's just other dudes on that when he played AAU, whatnot. And what I try to explain to people is that Bronny can play.
Yes,
but even in he can not that he for real he can play, right? But he is small,
right?
And there's a lot of other dudes in this class better than him,
right? And I
have a problem with him even getting in the All-American game because he really wasn't supposed to be McDonald's, right?
No, he shouldn't. He shouldn't. I don't think he should
have.
have.
Spot from a cat that was probably there 2 or 3 years at that level.
Right.
They got bumped out, man. But what's your feelings on him, his game, and what I guess he's going to USC?
He's going to USC.
No,
he's going to USC.
Yeah.
But he's going to USC to play next to a dog.
Yeah.
This dog that I'm talking about is Isaiah Collier.
Yeah.
From Atlanta.
Yeah, he's serious.
The kid is a monster. Bronny, I tell you, going to USC, playing with Collier, and now playing with Dennis Rodman's son, is going to make it a little bit easier for Bronny to have his moments, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right.
But as far as the kids that's in his class, man, I put it like this, and I've been coaching AAU travel ball for about several years now. And that class, to me, probably has been the deepest class that I've ever been around.
Yeah.
And people don't know, but we played against Bronny back 4 years ago. 4 years ago. And we played against Strive for Greatness, which is LeBron's team. And it was crazy how we ended up playing with them because we fought our way, made it to the championship out there balling on the beach in Miami. And during the time that we was playing the semifinal game to go play them, one of the coaches came over and said, "Hey, we trying to catch a flight. Y'all can go ahead and give us the trophy. We'll take pictures with y'all and we'll just leave it as that." My kids took it as respect, as disrespect. Like,
sure.
Y'all don't think we should be on the court with y'all? Because mind you, throughout the whole tournament, they've been beating teams by 50 and 60. They beat a team almost by 100 points one game.
Wow.
We played them. They beat us by 21. But I had a kid on that team, Jawan Boggs. And I don't know, the video is all on Baller TV and all the stuff. Ball is Life. He's the kid that went up for the dunk at the end of the game. The game was over. Went up for the dunk and tried to dunk on this kid named Tez. He took off from too far. Tez blocked the shot. But that kid in that game dropped 30-something points on LeBron, on Bronny. Yeah, so that didn't get mentioned or that didn't get talked about. So
yeah.
Well, go ahead, D.
That's crazy, but I wanted to ask because I know guys that was saying like, yo, dude can play, but
he's not. Nah, he's
there's
not.
a lot of the guards, Wagner, there's a lot of that's straight dogs out there for real.
Absolutely,
that's coming in this year.
Oh yeah.
Again, just like the attention of this week or the NBA, sometimes and it's not this kid's fault. Right?
It's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's
a lot of the air was taken out of the room because of that. But I just wanted to ask, as a dude that's on the ground, kind of boots on the ground with the AAU situation as far as those kids in that class.
Yeah,
I agree with you. The great class that
Yeah, that 2023 class.
One thing I do think though with Collier and them is that I hope it doesn't become a problem because Collier is probably going to end up being the dude on that team in USC.
Right, and I understand where you go.
I'm going with that might be a problem.
I understand, but
that
let me tell you,
I saw that.
I know, but I can tell you.
So
but I can tell you, Isaiah Collier, his game speaks for itself. The kid is an absolute beast, man. Like, I'm talking like transition. You pass it ahead to him, that kid catch the ball, one dribble inside the 3-point line, he taking off.
He's Ant-Man.
Oh yeah, the kid is. Yeah, he is. he is that kid. Like, and he got an all around game, man. So
what that's cool. So how long are they going? Keep Bronny hidden. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
until they get tired of God.
Yeah, until but like I said, whoever the coach is, he's getting a special bunch. So he has to manage that. I'm glad it's not Doc Rivers, but that coach has to manage that. You know what I'm saying? That coach has, that coach has to manage that. And I think he has to control that situation. You know what I'm saying? Because it may be times that you don't necessarily need both of them on the floor. You understand what I'm saying? Because Collier can do it, and then you got Bronny, and not taking nothing away from game. He could be that passer. He could be that shooter. He could be that defensive stopper that you may need. So you don't necessarily need both of them on the floor if push comes to shove. So
gotcha. Before we get out of here, Wells, and appreciate you coming back, brother, and come talking to us, man.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna get out of here because we're a little bit over our time a little bit. Hey, you got a podcast coming out. Tell us a little bit about your podcast, man. What's going on with that?
Oh yeah. We got a podcast called Simp Sports Podcast, man, and it's not the word simp. People look at the word simp and think it's a negative way, but we use it as in a positive way, man. It's Simply Making Plays Sports Podcast. I'm doing it with my brothers Will Sane, who's in this group, and Reek King, who's also in the sports group. And our podcast centers around high school talent that gets overlooked.
Nice.
You have the kids that has the 3.8 GPA and the 4.0s, but they on the basketball court or the football field or the baseball diamond, and these kids putting up numbers and stats, and they get overshadowed because of where they live or where they at. So we're starting that podcast, and we're gonna shine the light on a lot of talent that deserves it or that needs to have that exposure on their name.
I'm with you on that, brother. I'm with you with that, Ed. And anything I can do, I'm gonna plug you into everybody I got in Carolina.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, we definitely trying to reach every state, man, to find these kids and have them on the show with their parents, and just talk about them and where they're trying to go and what they're trying to do, because sometimes you have those kids that get overlooked and they get picked up by a small school. For instance, John Morant, for example, he wasn't a 3, 4, and 5 star, and he just got so having to get looked at on a humbug. You know what I'm saying? But it's some kids that can flat out go, man, and that they don't get that national attention because
politics,
and the first ones who kids do get that attention are athletes or movie stars, or you know what I'm saying. So you have the kid that mom and pops work a regular 9 to 5, but these kids go hard every day, and they get they get overlooked. So we're going to shine the light on those kids. So wherever cities y'all in, man, if y'all know a kid, reach out to us. And hey, man, we definitely gonna plug that kid in.
That's great.
When's the launch? When's the launch for the show? When's a hard launch?
Right, we had to take a little setback because of some stuff. We had to try to iron out, but we're looking at probably within the next 2 weeks, man. We're trying to get it started, right around the time. I know live period for high schools and other stuff is coming up in June and July, so we're trying to be running within the next few weeks, man.
Nice.
Gotcha, man. That's
well, just get my number from Kev. I got you, bro.
Oh, absolutely, man. I most definitely will, and I appreciate you guys, man. Hey, for having me on the show, man. I feel part of the family every time I'm on here. So
you know.
Oh yeah, you family, dog, no doubt, man.
Hey, Mike, you had a question, bro?
I did ask my question.
Yeah, he asked.
Okay.
Yeah, Mellow and Joker. I was asking about the number.
Yeah. Well, tell me what you think. I know you did say you think Mellow
I think both.
15. Yeah.
I I don't think the Knicks should retire Melo's number. He didn't stay there.
Oh, here we go.
They're gonna retire Melo's number 7, so that's already.
Why should hold on, Wells, hold on, Mike. You've
What's
had
up?
a lot going on today. Why you think Melo should number be retired in Madison Square Garden? I don't think so.
Absolutely.
Why? What did he do?
What were the Knicks before he got there?
Where are they at now? The same place.
But they didn't get there for how long before him?
Again, where are they at now? They haven't
The
done it.
last person that took y'all there was Marbury, and he went 39 and 43. Let's be real about it.
Where's Marbury number hanging out? In China.
Marbury didn't do it for as many years straight as Melo did. Nobody wanted that challenge with Stoudemire, and then he got hurt.
Yeah,
So let's be real about it. What did he
But
do?
I would say this. The
Knicks ain't
The
giving
Nuggets.
No.
The Nuggets are winning with the Knicks team.
that. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because we traded everybody over there. Absolutely.
Absolutely, dog. Yeah.
All
That
those draft picks.
that was the worst deal that the Knicks have that I've ever seen. It was bad.
Should have sat down and waited. But
Herschel
that's
Walker.
Absolutely.
another episode.
Oh, don't start DA because we got to
That's
go.
another episode.
Say, you start DA. Parting shots. We got to get out of here for sure.
All right.
Parting shots. Let's go to DA. DA, what's your parting shots, bro? Before we get out of here, bro.
Man, listen, God is good. Everyone just relax. Let your conscience be free and sit down to the sounds of EPMD. Peace.
Okay. All right.
Peace.
Thank you, DA. Thank you. The angry one. What you got for us, bro?
Yo, man, as always, man, it's good to be here on this good old Sports Chaser Thursday. Yeah, I'm coining that. Sports Chaser Thursday. Don't use that on your podcast. Anyway, it's up to you, Wells. You can use it. Yo, man. Great show. We bring it all the time, man. Thanks for everybody showing up in the comments and viewerships everywhere. Hey, yeah, that's it, man. Everybody be safe, man. Happy Memorial Day weekend, man. Y'all be safe, man. Don't be out there grilling them nasty hot dogs. Pause.
Thank you there, angry one. We'll go to Dan. Parting shots. What you got for us, bro?
Oh, great show. Good to see everybody. Good to see Coach Wells back again.
Oh, yes, sir.
And like E said, everybody have a safe weekend. And see you in a couple weeks.
That's Dan, our hockey dude, for sure. D-Dog, what you got, man? What you got
Yo,
for us?
Sports Chasers podcast Thursday nights. Catch us 7:30. We are on. Oh, parting shots. One more thing. I said July 29th. Spencer Crawford for the undisputed welterweight title set for that date. So yeah. So don't miss that. That's July 29th. They just signed. That's a go. So that's the fight that a lot of fans have been waiting for, and it's finally about to happen. Hopefully, it will get
Signed.
a good one.
Yes. Signed.
Other than that, I ain't got nothing else. Yo, y'all be safe this holiday weekend.
Gotcha. Mike Mills.
Shout out to everybody tuning in. Shout out to everybody here. No, it's a good episode. Glad to be here.
Yes.
Last summer is streaming now. Loverboy Mills is on the way. And that's it.
He's Mike Mills. He's also a hip hop artist, so y'all check him out. And he's streaming on all music platforms. Is that correct, sir?
That's a fact.
No doubt. Wells, what's your parting shots?
Hey, love, peace. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend and Nuggets in 6.
Oh yeah.
Nuggets in six. Hey, I should have did this in the beginning, and DA and Dan reminded me. I wanted to dedicate this show to me and D-Dub's uncle. My uncle Charles Ross. He passed away here this past Tuesday.
Monday.
Early in the morning. And Uncle Charles was a huge fan of the Sports Chasers podcast. He absolutely, when he was able to, he would tune in. He's a huge Cowboys fan, and he would tune in. He would text me and Daryl on Sundays when the Cowboys would beat us. He'd be like, "How about them Cowboys?" Or sometimes he would call. He'd be like, "How about them Cowboys?" And he was a huge sports fan and a supporter of the Sports Chasers from day one. He said we was really doing some great things. He said you guys are going to be really, really, really before the people, and they're going to see, all your labor and your hard work. He said just keep the hard work, man. So I want to dedicate this episode 174 to my Uncle Charles Ross, man. And affectionately I call him Uncle Chuck. And Uncle Chuck was he was a really good man. I'm going to definitely miss him, man. So I definitely want to dedicate this episode to my Uncle Chuck, to me and D-Dub's Uncle Chuck. Other things, hey, just be safe this weekend. Great show, my man. Coach Wells, Sylvester Wells, always comes through, man, and give us what's with basketball, and he's a fool in that Facebook sports group, man. I tell you, boy.
He gets busy on Instagram too. Hey, Wells, I saw you in Bubba Dub's comments, man. You posting them.
Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm gonna say this, and then if you're gonna speak, on the GOAT,
preach
on the GOAT discussion, make sure you speak facts. Don't speak with your heart. Don't speak with your emotions. And you can't make no excuses for your GOAT.
Well, I swear I said that about maybe 40 minutes ago.
It's always an excuse.
Excuse for your king.
You know what I said? I said, fuck your feelings.
Right.
D has been all episode.
Hey, the excuses hurts. That hurts the conversation because there's no facts. They don't never have no facts. It's just
You don't need to have an excuse.
Right.
You got to explain the joke. The joke is not good.
But he schools and he never cheated on Savannah.
That's
right.
That got nothing to do with basketball.
But actually, I ain't gonna say that.
Nope.
Hey, don't you do it, Wells? Don't you do it?
But
myself. Go ahead. You want to say one more thing?
I'm just saying you can't, say that. But like I told him, hey, there's people out there that's very successful in on the football field and on the basketball court that had way worse life than LeBron had coming up. So hey,
absolutely.
AC Green been a virgin till he was almost 40. So
and that's our show. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Done with it.
To the Sports Chasers podcast. Woo! Kevin, hit the music.
Take it away.
Oh my God.
Hey, James the Angry One, OD Doe, Dan the Hockey Dude, Mike Mills. We had a full crew here tonight, and our special guest tonight, Sylvester Coach Wells. Man, hey, this is the Sports Chasers podcast. Y'all have a great Memorial weekend and peace. We'll see y'all next Thursday.
Everybody but you, Fraud Rivers.